Personality politics is a phenomenon where voters tend to choose candidates based on their popularity, charisma, and personal connections rather than their platforms, policies, and performance. This is very prevalent and impactful in the Philippines, where political parties are weak and non-ideological, and where familiar names and faces dominate the electoral landscape. In the Philippines, many politicians rely on their star power and entertainment value to attract voters. They often sing, dance, crack jokes, and invite celebrities to join them on stage during campaign rallies. They also appeal to the emotions and sentiments of the masses by portraying themselves as victims of injustice, champions of the poor, or defenders of the nation. They rarely discuss their plans and programs for the country, or their track record and qualifications for public office. Some examples of personality politics in the Philippines are the Estrada family, which has produced a former president, a former vice president, 2 former senators, a former governor, a former mayor, and several other local officials. The patriarch of the clan, Joseph Estrada, was a popular movie star before entering politics. His sons Jinggoy and JV also followed his footsteps in showbiz and politics. Despite being accused of plunder and corruption, they have maintained their loyal supporters and political influence. The Revilla family, which also has roots in the entertainment industry. Bong Revilla was a famous action star before becoming a senator. He was also charged with plunder for his alleged involvement in the pork barrel scam, but was acquitted due to lack of evidence. He is now seeking to return to the Senate with the help of his wife Lonnie, who is the governor of Cavite province, and his son Holo, who is a vice governor and an actor. The Pacquiao family, which is led by Manny Pacquiao, the world-renowned boxer and senator. He is now running for president in 2022 with the support of his wife Jean Key, who is a former vice governor of Sarangani province, and his brother Bobby, who is a congressman. Manny Pacquiao is known for his rags-to-riches story and his philanthropic activities. He is also a born-again Christian who advocates for conservative values. The effects of personality politics in the Philippines are mostly negative. It undermines the quality of democracy and governance in the country by reducing political competition and representation to a few elite families and celebrities who have access to resources, media exposure, and patronage networks. Discouraging voters from critically examining the issues and policies that affect their lives and from holding their leaders accountable for their actions. Promoting a culture of patronage, corruption, and impunity among politicians who use public funds and power for their personal interests. Hindering the development of political parties that can articulate coherent visions and agendas for national development and social change. Therefore, personality politics plagues the Philippine House of Representatives by weakening its role as a representative and legislative body that should serve the public interest rather than private interests. The challenges and opportunities for reforming the political system to make it more responsive, accountable, and inclusive, such as strengthening political parties, promoting issue-based campaigns, enhancing electoral education, and empowering civil society. The Philippines has been a democracy since 1986, when the People Power Revolution ousted the authoritarian regime of Ferdinand Marcos. However, democracy in the Philippines is far from perfect. The political system is plagued by problems such as weak political parties, personality-based politics, patronage and corruption, electoral violence and fraud, and low political participation. One of the main challenges for reforming the political system is to strengthen the role and function of political parties. Political parties are supposed to represent the interests and aspirations of the citizens, recruit and train political leaders, formulate policy goals and platforms, mobilize and educate voters, and organize the government. However, in the Philippines, political parties are often seen as mere vehicles for personal ambition, opportunism, and patronage. They lack clear ideologies, programs, and principles. They are unstable and fragmented, with frequent defections and coalitions. They are dependent on wealthy patrons and donors, who often influence their policies and decisions. They are also weak in terms of organization, membership, and grassroots support. To address these problems, some reforms have been proposed and implemented, such as the enactment of the Party List System Act of 1995, which aims to provide representation for marginalized and underrepresented sectors in Congress, the passage of the Political Party Development Act of 2019, which seeks to regulate campaign finance, promote party loyalty and discipline, and provide state subsidies for party development, and the introduction of a proposed political party reform bill, which intends to enhance citizen party linkages, institutionalize party primaries and conventions, and ban turncoatism and political dynasties. Another challenge for reforming the political system is to promote issue-based campaigns instead of personality-based politics. Personality-based politics is a phenomenon where voters choose candidates based on their personal traits, charisma, popularity, or name recall rather than on their policy positions, platforms, or performance. This leads to a lack of accountability, transparency, and responsiveness among elected officials. It also undermines the quality of public debate and discourse on important national issues. To address this problem, some reforms have been proposed and implemented, such as the establishment of the Commission on Elections, COMELEC, Education and Information Department, EID, which aims to provide voters with accurate and relevant information on candidates' qualifications, platforms, track records, and campaign expenditures. The conduct of official presidential debates by COMELEC in partnership with media organizations, which aims to provide voters with an opportunity to compare candidates' views and proposals on various issues, and the creation of various civil society initiatives such as BANTE PH, which aims to monitor the performance of elected officials using online platforms and social media. A third challenge for reforming the political system is to enhance electoral education among voters. Electoral education is the process of informing and empowering voters about their rights and responsibilities in a democratic system. It also involves teaching them how to critically evaluate candidates' qualifications, platforms, promises, and actions. Electoral education is essential for ensuring that voters make informed choices based on rational criteria rather than on emotions or biases. To address this problem, some reforms have been proposed and implemented, such as the development of voter education modules by COMELEC in collaboration with academic institutions, which aim to provide voters with basic knowledge on electoral laws, processes, and procedures, the implementation of voter education campaigns by various civil society organizations such as Lente, which aim to provide voters with practical tips on how to vote wisely and protect their votes, and the integration of voter education in formal and non-formal education curricula by the Department of Education, DepEd, and the Commission on Higher Education, CHED, which aim to instill civic values and democratic skills among students. A fourth challenge for reforming the political system is to empower civil society in participating in governance. Civil society refers to the diverse groups and organizations that operate outside the state and market sectors, such as non-governmental organizations, NGOs, community-based organizations, CBOs, faith-based organizations, FBOs, labor unions, professional associations, media outlets, and social movements. Civil society plays a vital role in promoting democracy by providing alternative voices, advocating for public interests, monitoring government actions, and delivering social services. To address this problem, some reforms have been proposed and implemented, such as the enactment of the Local Government Code of 1991, which aims to devolve powers and resources to local governments and encourage their partnership with civil society groups, the passage of the People's Participation in Governance Act of 2018, which aims to institutionalize mechanisms for civil society consultation and representation in national policy-making bodies, and the creation of various platforms for civil society engagement, such as the Open Government Partnership, OGP, which aims to promote transparency, accountability, and citizen participation in governance. These are some of the challenges and opportunities for reforming the political system in the Philippines to make it more responsive, accountable, and inclusive. Reforming the political system is not an easy task. It requires political will, public support, and institutional capacity. It also involves balancing competing interests, values, and visions. However, reforming the political system is a necessary step towards achieving a more equitable and sustainable development for the Filipino people.